how do you deal with tough clients? Clients ignoring you, treating you badly? Okay. That's a good question. And unfortunately, if you're going to be an engineer, producer, and you're trying to make your way up the ladder in terms of like your skill as well as your how well known you are, you will occasionally have to work with people that are less than desirable, let's say. Yeah, it's tough, man, because like sometimes you'll go in with the best intention. You know, you're all happy to do their session, you're fired up, you want them to get the best sound, and like they'll walk in, they won't even say hey to you, they'll just walk right by you and say, all right, oh yeah, we're gonna do this. And it's like, I mean, I know I'm just an engineer, but like, come on, like, you know what I mean? It's like, but whatever, you know, I don't know. What helped me through that kind of stuff is always knowing that there was a bigger picture or bigger plan. Yeah, I have to do this session, but this is gonna take me to the next thing. So it was always like, okay, fine, I might not be completely in love with these guys and they might probably want to like just have me leave or whatever, but I have to do this as my job, and this is just going to take me to the next level or the next session. You never know, right? It could also be that they're super introverted or they're socially awkward or they're just there to work and they don't want to. You know, you'll encounter this with certain artists who are slightly bigger. It's like they don't want to do the fanboy thing. It's like, yo, yeah, like let's hang out and do. No, they're here to work, right? That's what they do for a living. So sometimes it could just be that. So I would say in those cases, stay professional, stay calm, stay level-headed, and just remember that this is not your life's work, and it may not be your life's work. This is just the next step towards the next thing. Don't stress it too much. Just stay calm. And they'll respect you more for it, I think. Or at least somebody in that entourage, like their manager or somebody, will respect that more. That's what I've noticed. Oh my god, actually, you know what? Before I move on, I want to tell you, I'm sure I've told you guys this story before, but there was a time when I was managing a studio downtown, and it was, at some point in that job, it was pretty stressful, just the amount of work that had to be done and the amount of returns on it was not in balance, I guess. And I just remember they put me on this session. I think it was some writing session for Rihanna or something like that. But it was like this 16-year-old kid, and she was, I guess, going to be top-lining and writing melodies that were going to be pitched to Rihanna or some record label, Atlantic Records, I think. And the A&R dude came as well. And I don't remember his name, and I'm sure he doesn't remember me either. So I'm just going to say he was a complete dick. Really just top grade asshole, man. Like, he treated me so poorly. Super condescending, aggressive, slightly aggressive, and like he's always over my shoulder, like, oh, you sure you? No, that doesn't sound like. Oh no, what are you doing? You don't want to do that. And it's like, dude, I'm the engineer. Why didn't you focus on your thing and let me do my thing? It wasn't even like we were recording a record. We were just writing, But he was horrible, man. And it's like, with everything else going on at that job, with all the other stress that I was going through, and to have this on top of that, it was too much. And it was going to be a 4-hour session, and it turned into like a 10-hour session. So just when I thought it was going to get done, it's like, oh, we're going to extend another 6 hours. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, man. And I just remember it was like 4 a.m. or something when we ended. And like, dude, I was like struggling to keep it together, man. I just like tried to stay in the middle of things and just be like, all right, just when he leaves, I can like let it all out. But like for now, just stay focused, don't smile, don't talk to him, just shut up and do the work, right? And I remember they both left, shut the room down, and then I just like sat in the room and like just broke down, man. It was just like that was the first time that this industry like brought me to tears. It was just like broken, just fucking broken, right? It was rough. And I wanted to call my friend at the time, but it was like 4 a.m. and I was like, oh no, there's no point in that. But I just remember that being a horrible, horrible time. You know, I don't know why I shared that. I just to let you guys know that will happen. I think in life in general, not just the music industry. And the best thing you can do is just remember, like, you're here to do this job, and this is a step to the next thing. And if it's that horrible, you don't ever have to work with that person again. You just have to say no. So, for example, after that session, I told the manager, like, thank you for the opportunity, right? But I can't do that session again. You'll have to find somebody else. And it was weird because the manager was like, oh, man, he really likes you, and, like, he'd really love to have you again. I'm like, sorry, but I just can't. I didn't tell them why. I didn't tell them, like, oh, it's fucking dick and stuff like that. I just said, look, I just don't think I can handle. I just have too much on my plate, and I can't handle it right now. So, thank you, but no thank you. And, yeah, never encountered that guy again. And, you know, the one thing that I did appreciate from all of that was there are people in the music industry who are at a higher level, way higher level, and who I respect way more than a random A&R dude from Atlantic Records. But there are people in the music industry that have achieved that level who are still super respectful, always nice, always willing to take on, you know, the next what's the word? The next student in their lives, or the next generation. And it just made me appreciate those people more. Like, I remember calling up this radio promoter afterwards, like the next day, and just telling him, like, thank you so much for being so respectful and always letting me in, you know, to communicate with you. And I'm not talking about some random radio promoter in your local scene. I'm talking about the guy who's done radio promo for Metallica, Queen, Motorhead, you know, whatever, right? So, not a small guy. So, it just made me appreciate people like that a lot more. And when you go through those hard times, I think you have to see it for what it is, but also appreciate the other side of it, that there are people who are always willing to help you and who want to just make great music and get it out there. Oh my god, that was a that was a long explanation for how to deal with tough clients.